Economists expect the OCR to drop further to around 2.25% from 2.50. Your thoughts, and what would 2026 hold?
Yeah, I think they would drop the OCR by another 25.25 points. I think while it's good perhaps to get the economy turning, we've spoken about this in the past. It's not great because it will get, once the economy starts turning, the prices start increasing. Thankfully for us here in Christchurch, we got an avalanche of listings. So whilst the interest rate keep on dropping, the market isn't taking off. Imagine if we didn't have all these listings, all these properties coming to the market, all these developments be happening, then the market would really take off, and you don't really want that. And the other thing is also the OCR is they're also doing that, obviously the pressure from the government as well, to keep on dropping it to win some votes, because they've been criticized whilst they were inherited this terrible economy. They're still mindful of, like, people got short memories, and they are trying to get votes as well, which I think dropping OCR is, I would like it to stay where it is, but I feel like it's gonna drop by another 25 points.
There was an article stating New Zealand's low fertility rate can be alarming for the future of New Zealand as the population growth drives demand for housing.
So just housing, I'm really concerned about the low fertility rate. A lot of people, good people, are leaving New Zealand. Like skilled workers are leaving, like IT professionals, engineers, health professionals. All these people are leaving, which is not great for the economy. It's like having a business and we're producing, we're helping these people become so good, and then we send them to work for another company. That is not ideal for a country either. So we need to educate these people and keep them. Fertility rate, that needs to raise again. We need to encourage people to start having kids again. And then on the other side, you got the third thing, which is retirement is increasing. I think we got 18% of our population on retirement, and by 2035, I saw a number somewhere, was 21%. I'm pretty sure it was 21%. That's a massive increase. So low fertility rate, people leaving New Zealand, and retirement, more people in retirement. It's not good for the New Zealand economy, not just the real estate economy, but an economy in general. We've done a video on exactly why New Zealand is going broke. Watch that video. We're about to release that very, very soon. I think that will be helpful.
What are your views on all the new multi-unit developments which have recently been announced around Christchurch City, or what impact will it have on the real estate sector overall?
Yeah. The townhouses, we've spoken about this in the past. 2021, 2022, if you bought townhouse, your townhouse worth way less than what you paid for it. So that's number one. Number two, we speak about the supply and the demand in real estate. In just anything in economy, supply and demand. So more townhouses on the market, softer market, cheaper rent. So all those things in mind when you're looking to purchase a townhouse. On the other hand, developers, if they're developing all these townhouses, they must be making money. Otherwise, they won't be doing it. So keeping all those things in mind, there's going to be avalanche of townhouses. If you're buying a townhouse, make sure you buy it at a low price, at a cheap price. And it does soften the market. And if the developers are calculating, I'm assuming they are calculating on what the property price are worth now or even lower, because when the more properties come to the market, the more of anything, the less buyers, the more options you have, the softer the market. And on the other hand, when you're renting a property, same thing applies. More properties, more options for rentals, for tenants, cheaper. They can choose what they want to pay for it. It's like buyers in charge as opposed to sellers in charge. That's why it's called a seller's market or buyer's market, same as tenants market or landlord's market. Now, I feel like it's tenants tenants market, in particular when it comes to townhouses.
Now to some of our subscribers' comments and questions. When will the rental market bounce back, as my property has been vacant for 8 weeks?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a one of the townhouses. Yeah, it's a 2-bedroom townhouse. Right, fantastic. So just like my last question is, you need to meet the market and meet the market ASAP, because the market, it may be a little while until it come back. I will be signing my tenants up for 12 months, maybe 24 months, because it will be a little while before the price of townhouses come back, as well as the rentals bounce back. Demand and supply. That's what you need to look at when you're looking to make a decision when it comes to buying, selling, renting, or anything to do with the economy.
Will townhouse prices go up?
When will the townhouse prices go up? When the demand increases, not when supply increases. Like at the moment, like you said in your past question, that these avalanche of townhouses coming to the market, developers developing properties. So until the supply is more than demand, that the price is not going to come back. So I suggest it will be a little while. And if you're looking to buy a townhouse, you got to make sure, or an apartment, you got to make sure, if you want to buy it for lifestyle. I was just chatting with somebody just before, they living in a 2-bedroom townhouse, a friend of theirs own, because we sold their house and they're in between settlements. And it's a great place, 2-bedroom little apartment that they live in at the moment. If you want to buy something like that, now would be a good time to buy. And I feel like it's going to be even better time in the next 6 to 12 months, because there's going to be more offer on the market.
In our previous TikTok, we have some comments about the oversupply of houses. There's no point in building more homes and doing lower deposits if you don't limit how many homes investors can get. Oversupply still means rent will come down. What's wrong with investors owning properties? First home buyers should be our top priority.
Oversupply is a great thing for the both of it, like for investors, for the tenants, and for first home buyers. Because oversupply means now it's the buyer's market. So buyers have options. You could have first home buyers looking to buy houses. You will have investors buying houses. When investors buy houses, it softens the rental market, because there's a lot more investors, a lot of properties for tenants to rent. And for first home, one of the things that I've suggested in the past is even more first home properties for the developers to build, and just freeze the tax. Don't charge them any tax, because there's going to be more first home buyers. So if you want to soften the first home buyers market, that's what I'm suggesting. Because now, as soon as you do that, the developers will go ahead and start building a whole lot of first home buyers. And I would like to get our first home, the generation, to get into the first home. At the moment, we did another video that how difficult it is for people to get into the property ladder. So that is what a government responsibility should be, is to just predominantly get our first home buyers on the market. And if investors buy it, that's great too, because it will soften the rental market. So it's a win-win if they both buy. But the goal would be to encourage developers to build first home buyers. And I feel like these apartments potentially be a lot of ideal for first home buyers, possibly if they want to live in the apartment. I think they should also allow developers, or freeze the tax for developers to build outside of Christchurch. So a lot of first home buyers want to live in Rolleston, for example, or Kaipo or Rangiora, on the cheaper side of where they can get into the property ladder with a bit of section. So encouraging first home developers to build more first homes. If investors buy, is great. And because it will soften the tenants, the rental market. I hope that answers your question.
Lastly, anything else that you would like to add?
I don't know if anything else I want to add. I think my suggestion would be is the interest rate needs to stay where it's at, and we need to keep all these skilled workers in New Zealand, because there's a lot of people leaving because of the bad economy that we've had in the last five years, the disaster economy that was left behind to the new government. So to keep our people in here, educate them and keep them in here, help them get into the property ladder, encourage our young people to have more kids, and one more thing which would be controversial, I think, increase the retirement age because we're running out of money. I hope that is helpful. Take care and watch the next video that we're about to launch, which talks about why we're going broke as a country. And number 2, I'm going to be doing a very detailed video about GDP, the gross domestic product, which is going to be very helpful, I suggest.